and then here we are at 4. So 4 looks like this. Now, if you notice, 4 looks like this. What does that mean? Well, every time the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is 4 that's being counted. Every time, anytime the beads are touching this horizontal bar, this reckoning bar, this beam, it is being counted on the abacus. Every time we move it up, we will be counting. However, this one is 5. The top bead will always be 5 no matter what. What does that mean? Well, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, if you look, all of this is 9. Because all of this is 9, we are now looking at 9. And then, ooh, what's 9 look like? Well, 9. We know what 9 looks like. 9 looks like this. So 9 is this. After 9, right, is 10. What does 10 look like? Well, if you notice, 10 is a 1 and a 0. After 1, then there's a 0, if that makes sense. So we have 1 and 0. That is 10. And then when we look, this is 11. 11 just looks like 1 and 1. We've seen this before, just as we've done it. So if you notice, we have 1, right? We have 1, and then we have 10. 10 just means the other column. That's what 10 means. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 1. So if we look, this is 100. After 100, we have 1,000. After 1,000, we have 10,000. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we're counting on the abacus. We're just looking and learning to see how to read the abacus. Once we learn how to read the abacus, then we can start doing some adding, subtraction, and multiplication. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go this way. All right. So we're going to count it again. Just in case for those of you that haven't, thank you so much for liking my like. Okay, my live. Thank you so much for liking my live. So the first thing we're going to do again is 0. So this is 0. If you notice, we've cleared it out, and this is 0. None of the beads are touching the beam. Hi, Wii fan or WWE. I forgot. How you doing, WWE? So if you notice, this is 0. After 0, we're going to do 1. That's what 1 looks like. We have 1. And then we have 2. I told you I'd come back. Thank you so much for coming back. Welcome back, WWE. So this is 2, and this is the number 2. How do I know? Because these beads are touching this horizontal bar. As the beads touch the horizontal bar, this is now considered 2. We have 3. This is 3. 3 has 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. And we have 4. This is 4. How do I know this is 4? Well, if we count, we have 4 items. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 beads touching this horizontal bar. When these beads are being counted. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, hey man, that's really late. It's midnight math for you. Right. So I was gonna come on earlier, but I wasn't. I was eating dinner because I'm on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. So this is 4. After 4, we have a value of 5. All the top bead, all the blue beads, all the top bead has a value of 5. So no matter what, we have 5. This is 5. That's 5. If I did this, this is all being counted. So when this is all being counted, this is all considered 5. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear it out. Never learned how to use an abacus. Super interesting to learn. Oh, thank you, Nomi. Is a fox. Woo! All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to read the abacus. After we learn how to read the abacus, we will start learning how to add and subtract. So the first thing we're going to do again is just so we learn. Do you know, Nomi? Hey JB, welcome back. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. What the history behind it? Oh, hey, balls on budget. What's the This is used to count way back in the day before they started, right after they started bartering, then they started using a thing called abacus, which is really another word for moving pebbles. And so when they started moving pebbles, and then after they learned how to move pebbles, they started putting it in a frame. And then after they put it in a frame, now we can do it with math. My bad, major typos. Yeah, it took me a little bit to read it, but that's all right. I understand. So So the story behind it is that it teaches us and helps us count on the abacus. We can do adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division on it. So because we know how to do that, it'd be easy to do adding and subtracting, multiplication, division. You can also do decimals, but that's as far as it goes. We don't do like geometry or pre-calc. We only do arithmetic. Is it similar to the medieval reckoning board, or is it a really? It is very similar to the medieval reckoning board, I believe. I would have to look it up what a medieval reckoning board looks like. But did it for the medieval reckoning board, was it used to count? If so, then I wonder if it has 10 beads. If it was 10 beads, does the abacus only ever have 7 rows I see here? No, actually, no, we actually can have as many beads as they provide. So this one is 13 columns, and this one can go with larger digits. So if you notice, I can do it. It works exactly the same, but I like to use the middle because then I can have all these beads. If I notice this, right, this is my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, and my 10,000. So this specific one only goes up to 10,000. So if I was to label it, it does that, right? That's what I'm doing. So my ones, tens, thousands, 10,000. Ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000. Thank you so much for all your comments. So however, if I wanted to get something larger, because size matters, we can talk about the bigger abacus, which is 13 columns. This one's only 7 columns, as Nomi said. Now, if you look, I could start here or I could start here. Because I could start here, I can do 13 columns. If I look, ones, thousands, millions, billions, and trillions. So if I really wanted to do the trillion, right, I can do that many digits. However, if I wanted to track the national debt, I would have to use the 23 column abacus. And this one has been with me for a lot longer than the others. This is 23 columns, and 23 columns, it works exactly the same. It's just bigger. I haven't used it since I was in school. Really, Larry? That's fantastic to hear. When you were working on it, Larry, was it a one bead on top and 4 beads on bottom, or was it a 10 bead across? Because they do look different. Oh my goodness, balls on budget. Yes, we don't use it anymore. Ah, that's too bad. But we should, because we're using math manipulatives. We're using math manipulatives, and yet nobody knows how to use the abacus. So, one was the question was, oh, so what's the difference between it has nothing to do with the colors. It all has to do with the positioning. So when we look at the positioning, we have 5, right? The top bead will always be 5. That's why I say the top bead. I don't really say the blue bead. The top bead is always 5. So when we look, this is 5. If I did this, that's 5. That's why I'm here to learn. Oh, hey, okay, good. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if you were telling me that that's not a good thing or that is a good thing. Because it's text, and I'm not sure if there's people like spamming. Because there's this one person that came into my live yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, and she was like, "You're a horrible person," and I'm like, "I don't know who you are." I don't remember. It was so long time ago. Oh, that's too bad. There is one with a there is a thank you so much for liking the lives, guys. There is a Chinese abacus, and the Chinese abacus 2 bead on top and 5 beads on the bottom. It works roughly the same, but there's a little bit more redundancy. So if I go back to review, here is the Japanese abacus, and your energy is so vibrant and lively. You're a ray of sunshine in this dull world. Thank you, Nomi. Thank you. I also have jokes. I also have a lot of jokes. So here is the Chinese abacus. The Chinese abacus happened before the Japanese abacus, but the Chinese abacus did not invent it, right? The only thing that they did was they just made it more efficient to what they had before, which was like a 10 bead or whatever, right? So then when the Chinese went, and then the Japanese said, "Hey, we can make it more efficient because that's what Japanese people do." They made this. Can you multiply on the abacus? Yes, Josiah. Yes, you can multiply on the abacus, but we're not there yet. What we need to do is we need to understand how to read the abacus before we get into. We want to go through the procedures, because if I start going into multiplying and dividing, people will be like, "What? What are you trying to do? That looks like witchcraft," but it's not witchcraft. How does it work? Oh, okay. Is it similar to the Russian abacus? where are we now? We're trying to read the abacus right now, and people are asking me all these questions about, the relationships and stuff. So the Russian abacus, is it similar? The Russian abacus is not similar because I believe the Russian abacus is 10 bead, as opposed. Hey, Mountain Girl, welcome back. As opposed to the Chinese one. The Chinese one is a 5 and 2. Everything's great. Everything great is witchcraft. Yes. So, oh, that's not an earthquake. That was just my camera. So when we read it, right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? On the that's on the Chinese one, right? On the Japanese one, it's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not bored. I'm just kind of, my head's kind of getting heavy because I've been talking. Okay. So we have 4 here, but we have 4 here. Notice if I did this, this is 5. What does the difference be? Oh, right. So let me go through it. So this is a value of 5, right? This is a value of 5, and notice this does not have 5. Now what's going to happen is I need to do a trade in. I need to trade these beads for 5 to this top bead. Again, if you notice, the top bead has a value of 5, just like how the Japanese abacus has a value of 5. So then it still counts, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. That makes sense, right? So as we go through, you'll notice that this is 10. How do I know? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But this kind of breaks my brain. Because the reason why is because now we're no longer using it as a place value. Remember the little place value thingy that I had? Right? These are the place values. Every column is a place value. So when we do this, we have to trade this in for a 5. So we have 5 here, then we trade in another 5. So when we trade in another 5, this is 10. This is still breaking my brain. I don't want my brain to break. So what I need to do is I need to trade it again. So when I trade it again, now this makes more sense. This makes more sense because now I'm using this as a place value. So I have my ones and my tens and my ones, tens, hundreds. Right. So then, Mountain Girl, can the abacus have 15 in one column? You're absolutely right, Mountain Girl. That's a good observation. Because we have 5, 10, 15. That's what it is. So we would try to make it that way. Or we would trade it in, or we would trade it in and make it look like that. Yeah, that is exactly right. I think that's the Chinese abacus. Oh yeah. No, I understand. Yes. So you're absolutely right. You're right. Thank you, Josiah. It is the Chinese abacus that does the 15. Yep. How long have you been live for? How long have you been on live for? Like right now, today, like this time? Or how long have I started my lives? No, right now I've only been on for 15. That's why I'm talking really fast because I still have energy. Of course, not a problem, Mountain Girl. I understand. I understand. We all, it's okay. It's okay. I understand. So, does that make sense, Kayla? I don't know if I answered your question. Okay, so here we are. We're talking about the abacus, right? So we're talking about how to read the abacus. Now, if you notice, people are like wondering, why am I here or what am I here? 15 minutes. And we asked 30 questions in the last. Yeah, right. On a budget. I don't know if I want to call you balls. Should I call you balls? I don't know. Just that doesn't make yeah. Bouncing balls I could see. Okay, never mind. So here you might be wondering why we are here or here. What Hi, my show is on. Hi, Alan, welcome back. So, if you notice, there's these dots. I don't know if you can see them. There we have these little dots. These dot indicators, right? If you see them, there's one here and there's one here. These are my dot indicators. Now, if you notice, I can choose any one to be my ones place, just like Pokemon. I choose you. This one will help me. Was it this one will help me battle? So I chose this one. But sometimes I choose this one because it depends on my camera, my camera angle. So when I look at it, right, you can either do this to be your ones and your tens, but then notice I don't have any more room to be hundreds. Or if I was in focus, you could see better. There we go. There we go. And then that's what I also do. I also play around with my camera. So then if you notice, if I line it up, right, I have my ones, my tens. Or I could use the one over here, my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. Hello, Mr. Clean. Welcome back. Welcome back. Wow, I feel like it's like a little reunion. Okay, how is everybody going? How is everybody doing? Are we all right? We all make sense of like how to read the abacus. We're gonna do more. We're gonna do more. So we did a little bit about that. We did a little bit about that, and then we're going to continue on. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, let's do a little review for all those people that came in, just in case, because I know people kind of come and go. So thank you, Balls, for letting me know. Balls on budget. Okay, sorry. Zero. This is zero. This is zero because none of the beads are touching the horizontal bar. This is one. This is one. How is this one? This makes me happy. Today's very chaotic. I like it. What? No, there's a path. I have a framework. We're all neighbors. I'm so happy. Okay, thank you, Raccoon. Thank you, Raccoon Treasure, for commenting. Yes, thank you, Josiah. I'm so happy everybody's happy. I'm so happy everybody's happy. I'm hoping I don't offend anybody and feel like I'm a horrible person. What's the dot? Oh, hey, good. Good eye, good eye, good eye. So this dot here tells me, oh, there it is. This dot tells me that this is going to be my ones place. That's all that means. So the dot is an indicator. It's a label. It's not a decimal place. It's an indicator. So what's going to happen is if you look, my ones is here. My decimal sits between the two columns, between the ones and the tenths. And then we have the decimals. Do you make the dot or does it comes with it? So the when I bought it, it comes with it. Yeah. I don't need to. Now they come with it. They used to. If you look, the Chinese one didn't have a dot. So that's what I'm saying. The Japanese made it more efficient because the Chinese one has no dot. But this one that I've had for 20 plus years, this one already came with a dot. So if we look, right, these are all the groupings of the numbers. See that? Yeah, that one came with a dot, and that was at least 20 years ago. So yes, that's a very good question. So we have zero. This is zero, and then we're going to do one. After one, hello, hello. How are you today? Hello. I love your collection of abacus. Oh, thank you, Mr. Clean. Thank you. I appreciate that. So this is one. We're going to do one. After one is two. After two, we know how to count. We know how to count, Lynette. Why are we? I want to just show you what it looks like on the abacus. I want to go through every level because we want to know, we want to make sure, I want to make sure that we don't get confused, right? So it's good to go through. I'm very well. Hello. I'm very well. Thank you. Grouping by numbers is such a great idea. Right. I'm telling you, this is a very elegant tool and I don't understand not too many people know how to use it, which is sad. I'm a sad panda because not everybody uses it. So this is three. How are we going to do three? Three. One, two, three. Three beads. That's what three looks like. So then we have four. Four. If you notice the beads, they're all singing Kumbaya, right? They all are touching and they're all making sure that they're holding hands and they're holding their hand on the horizontal bar. The reason why is because we want to make sure that they're counted. If they're not holding hands like this, and they're not being counted. So this is not counted. This is now just three. So only three of the beads that are holding hands will be counted. So then wait, what's going on? What about five? Well, five will always be the top bead, no matter what. Now I own raccoon. That's fantastic. So now you can start going and doing some adding and subtracting with me. Let's go. So that's fantastic, raccoon. So this is the top beat. The top beat will always be five, no matter what. This is five. That's five. These are all fives. These are all fives. So it doesn't even matter. So even on the big one, these are all fives. If you look, these are all touching the horizontal bar. I don't use this one as much because it's harder to see whether it's touching the horizontal bar or not. So that's why I do this. Fine. I find it helps me remember to hear things more than once. I appreciate your time. Oh, hey, no, I appreciate you joining my live. I feel like the abacus is you could use all your work if you touch it. Wait, I'm sorry. I feel like with abacus, you could use all your work if you touch it wrong. I don't know what that means, Josiah. But you're right. You're right. Oh, yes. Yes, you could lose it. Yes, because it's so easy to move. That's why you have to hold the abacus I hold the abacus with my left hand and I make sure it doesn't move. So then when I'm looking at it, right, I can see what I'm doing. But if I happen to just easily yeah, you're absolutely right. You will lose all your work. You're absolutely right. That's why it's best to hold your abacus. I don't because I'm doing demonstration and I move it around a lot. So it's a little bit difficult and sometimes my answers do get a little bit incorrect. Incorrect. It was wrong. You're so wrong. Okay. So here we're doing 5. This is 5. All the top bead is a value of 5. When we look at 5, we notice that it's the top bead and it will always be the top bead. So if I move it up, right now we're at 0. After your 0, we have 6. Notice I touched the two beads. What I did was I moved the two beads at the same time, right? This is 6. We could say 5 and 6, right? But we're big people now. We could do it together like this. Giovanna Mercado. I don't know. Okay, so this is 6. So when we do 0, we can do 7, right? We have 5, 6, 7, 7. Notice we have 5 bead and then 2 bead. I'm on Amazon searching for a mini abacus. I found. Oh yeah. You know what? Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. And then I have a book. If you can look me up, I'm there too. All right. Okay. So when we do 7, we have one beat on top, which is 5, 6, 7. So we bring it together like that. And then afterwards we have 8. And then 8, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. We do that. So if you look, we do one bead on top and 3 beads on the bottom. And we move it together like this. Wait, I just got here. We're learned so far. I wish. I wish. What's your favorite kind of abacus? You know, if it's for you, Josiah, you I would suggest doing the 13 column one. If it depends who's it for. If it was for younger children, it's for I'm sorry. If it was for young children, then I would recommend doing the small one. It just depends on how what. I actually know now how to use now. Yes. Yes. Two fan. So, Josiah, is it for you or is it for children? Right? I'm hoping you're yeah. I actually okay, so yeah. So again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 9. When we do 9, if I clear it, right, this is 0, then I add 9, I'm gonna do that. Okay. No, for you. What do you like to use? Oh, you know what? I like to use the colorful one because I've been dealing with this one. I've done this one for a lot of years, and so when I saw the colorful one, but then the students that I have, they're young, so it's better for me to show exactly what I do. For me, I don't know. I think I like the colorful one because it has a longer neck. If you notice, the necks are a little bit longer than this one. These ones have a smaller neck. I don't know if you could see that. It's very similar, right? You could. It's very. Yeah, I don't know if you could tell the difference, but if you notice, the spacing between the beads is a little different. All right. So you have a lot of books on Amazon. If you type your name and scroll to the bottom, hey, yeah, yeah, I have 5 more books coming. I have 5 more books coming. And one of them is going to be this maze right here. Let's do a maze. What is this maze? This maze is going to be so cool. Miss Lynette, sadly I have to go again. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Yes, not a problem, Mr. Clean. Thank you so much for dropping in. I enjoy I enjoy that you came by and said hi. Oh, you know what? Let me turn off that light. There. How's that? That light's bugging. It's bugging. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna learn how to read the abacus. Again, we're still learning how to read the abacus. What is this? Is this? That's better. Yeah. So if you look, the question is, we're gonna start here. It's a maze. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna read what this abacus is. So let's read what this abacus is. This looks like this. What number do you think this is? Please put. Oh, hey, thank you. I live for your energy too. Right. So if we know what number this is, what number is this? 11. It is not two fee. Two fan. No, Josiah, it's 61. What the heck? What's going on? 60. 6, 5, 6, and then 1. Yes, back. Thank you. 61. And then I'm going to go here. I'm going to cross this out. I'm going to color this in. And then we get to the next. Yeah, maybe I should do this. Maybe this. Maybe that may do this. Maybe that's better. What if I? Maybe we could. We didn't see it. We didn't see it. That's what it is. So maybe that's better. Okay. Okay. How about that? Is that better? So, um, so what is this number? If I look at this and I did this and I did that, Yeah, there we go. That's what it was. It was because we couldn't see it, because it's too small. I understand. I understand. So, yes, thank you. 84. No, no, Jamie. Because this is three, 1, 2, 3, and then this is 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 39. We're going to go up to here. And what number is this? So if I showed this number, right? If I showed that number and I'm going to color it in so we know what we're doing, what is that number? Thank you, Tufan. And Jack and Beck and Raccoon and Josiah and Raccoon Treasure. Thank you. Yes, your mom. Yes, Beck. Yes. Yes, fantastic. How does this work? Since it, okay, hey. 54. Almost, Alex. 51. Yes, Jack. And okay. So what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. And so if you notice, every bead is counted. When we look sensitive, we do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we do 5. 5 is going to be the top bead. It needs to touch this horizontal bar. When it touches the horizontal bar, this is being counted. So what's going to happen is we do 6, right? 5, 6, and then 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then after 9 is 10. Notice this 10 looks very similar to this. Does that make sense? Sensitive midnight math. Hey, Beals. I've never been taught to, or even been taught. Thank you for doing this. Not a problem. Smiley face. Oh, I'm gotta go and I'm gonna be our next live. Thanks so much. I know. So yeah, thank you, two fans. See you. Have a good night. All right, sorry, I'm looking at my Giovanni. Can you start anywhere on the abacus? No, I would recommend starting where the indicator is. The indicator is this little this dot right here. This dot is where I would start because this would tell me where the ones place is. And so I am looking for 64. Yes, Josiah, 64. Sorry, I'm talking too much. But now I'm trying to catch up. So we have this and we're going to go here. Okay, so what number is this? Well, that's kind of cheating, but that's okay. Okay, so how does this work? So sensitive lumber. Is the bead a different number? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I have to go. I'm gonna go get one. Sorry. Yes, it's 3. I understand reading the abacus, but that's it. I don't know how to add or multiply. Yes, we will multiply and add later, Josiah. Is the bead different number? Yes, every bead's different number. And it's 3. Yes, thank you, thank you. Yes, this is 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we are at 3. Okay, so what number is this? If we look at it, right, we did this. So when we count it, okay, I think I caught up to all my, yes, Beal. I think I caught up to all of my comments. Yeah, Josiah McFinn, your mom. That's funny. Yes, 99. Hey, Sophie. Yes, 99. That's what it is. So this one is, what number is this? Oh, maybe I should get like I get my, there we go. There we go. So I don't have to use my fingers. There we go. Here we are. Yes, good. 91, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1. Yes. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Sophie, your mom. Hey, Gar. Hey, Gar, did you get my email? I noticed my email didn't go through a little bit, so I made sure. So hopefully that you got your worksheet. Okay. So then was it 91? So this is 91. Okay. After this, what number is this? I'm so sorry, but I still don't get it. Sensitive. Oh, because we're going too fast. Okay, hold on just a minute. Hold on just a minute. Let me finish this. Let me finish this. So, um, 70. No, not 70. 75. Yes, 75. Josiah, not 80. Oh, hey, Alice. Hey, Marlene. Marlene, welcome back. Sophie, yes, 75. 75. Yes. Fantastic. 75. Where's 75? 75 is over here. So if I look, there we go. What number is that? Well, we know that's not 60 because we were just there. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, sorry for the delay. I didn't realize. I kept hitting the wrong. Yeah, 50, we have 50, we have four. One, two, three, four. Yeah, me too. Okay, Alice, thank you so much. Okay, yeah. I noticed. I was like, wow. I noticed that you guys are signed up, and I'm like, wait a minute, how come my stuff hasn't been going out? It's because I forgot to publish the stupid thing. So, all right, 54. Yes, 54. So we're done with that, and now we're here. Can we see that? What is that? There we go. There we go. Hey, Josiah, 20. Yes, 25. Thank you, Beal. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Rosanna. And McFinn. And hey, oh my God, Beal, thank you so much for the rose and the tiny diny. I didn't look up. Right, 25. Where's 25? So 25 is over here. Okay, so we're over here. So what number is this? Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should do this. There we go. There we go. So if I did this and I did this. There we go. There we go. Your mom. No, your mom. Your mom is wrong. Josiah. Yes, Marlene. Your mom. Yes, your mom. Jack, Beal, McFinn, Marlene. Marlene, we got the five. So we have the five, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, good. We're good. We're good. Where's the first? Oh, okay. Last one. Last one. That's it. Last one. And then we can do a little review for sensitive. So we did this and we did that. If we could see that, I don't know if we could see it. Good. 42, right? The answer to the universe. I don't know if you guys knew that. That's a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The answer is 42. The answer to the universe is 42, just so you know. Woo! Right? 42. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, is Sensitive still here? Sensitive, are you still here? Are you with me? I love that book. Yeah, right. I love the references. I'm so corny. My kids are like, "You're so corny." Okay, cool. Okay, Sensitive. So what we're going to do, okay, let me take it slow. Let's do a review because I know I was going really fast. I understand that. I understand. I understand. And so what we're going to do is we're going to review. What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read the abacus. So the first thing we're going to do is okay, we know what zero. We know what zero looks like. Zero looks like this. What does that mean? That means that none of the beads are touching the horizontal bar. If you notice the beads, right? This is the horizontal bar. This is the reckoning bar. This bar is what counts and it tracks our beads. It tracks our numbers. So being corny is hilarious, but only if you know what they're referencing. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yeah, you're absolutely right, Josiah. You're absolutely right. So then when we do one, we have one. When we do one, we want to only add the one bead. When we're looking at it, this one bead is touching the horizontal bar. When it touches the horizontal bar, that's being counted. Because now, right, this horizontal bar is what makes it cool. I don't know. Now we have two. Two looks like this. Two is two beads, right? With the two beads, because they're holding hands, they're touching the bar, these are counted. Does that make sense? Sensitive? So when we look, this is three. Three is this one, two, three. When we say it, we don't want to do one, two, three, right? We want to do three. We know there's so much learning. Hope to catch you again next time. Yes, raccoon. Thank you. Thank you for the abacus. You have fun with the abacus because I enjoy it. And then, yeah. So then, sensitive, does that make sense? Sensitive. So when we look at it, it's one, two, three, and then we have four. When we add four, I'm sorry, when we count to four, we want to do one, two, three, four. Thank you, Jack, for the friendship. I like you too. Okay, so when we look, it's one, two, three, four. They're all holding hands. Does that make sense? If we know how to represent one number, how do you add two numbers? Two numbers? Really? Like this. 5, 4 plus what? 5 is 9. Okay, Okay, sensitive. Are you still here? Does that make sense? So when we do four, and we want to add five, we want to make five. Five will always be the top bead, no matter what. Top and only top. The top bead will always be five. When we look at the five, this will always be five. So when we have six, right? Six is this. Well, how is this six? Well, six is one bead on top and one bead on the bottom. So how do you do 11? What? 11. Are we adding? That'd be easy. This is 11, Josiah. So this is 70. This is 3, right? So let's say we want to add 11. Add 1, add 1. I hope that made sense. Oh, sensitive. We're back to sensitive. Sensitive. So we have 6. 5, 6. After 6, hi, Arshad. Let me know if you have any questions. 6. So after 6 is 7. 7. How do I know what 7 is? 7 is 2 beads. 5, 6, 7. When we look, we want to bring these two together. Does that make sense? So when we look at it, we want to bring it together. This is going to be 0, and I want to add 7. I need to add these 3 beads together. Thank you for the rose. Hey, Karen and Josiah, thank you for the heart me. Thank you, Karen, for the heart me. When we look at it, we want to do 5, 6, 7, and then we have 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, thank you for the follow, Karen. Sensitive, are we getting it right? 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So after 9, so each row of the read represents like a different number. Yes. So if I did 72, it would be 7, it would be 2. How do I know? Well, when I look at my columns, every column is a representation. So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000. So when Josiah was talking about 11, 11 is 1 and 1. And then the other number was 72. Because multiply is repeated addition, usually constantly add. No, no, we actually do. When we get there, it's not, it's multiplication. So every column is a digit. Yes, Marlene. Yes, every column is a place value, right? So when we look, and Josiah said 73, right? This is 70, and then we have 3. 1, 2, 3. So Josiah says like 7 times 7, 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Yes, it's good. It's good to know that, but we don't memorize. It's good to know addition, cumulative addition, but in abacus, we have to memorize it because we actually do bigger numbers. Okay, Josiah is pushing the class forward. Okay, so sensitive gets it. Are we okay? We're okay, right? I'm going to go into multiplication because Josiah got a different question. So here we are with, here we are. All right, here. Yeah, not a problem. No, sorry, I'm running. No, no. Don't be sorry, Josiah. Don't be sorry. There's many ways to be sorry. This is not one of them. It will work just fine. So what's going to happen is if we do 23, let's do 23 times that by 7. This is where the multiplication shines, right? Why? Because in abacus, this should be fine. In abacus, what we do is we need to count our digits. When we count our digits, 1, 2, 3. Me too. That's why I've learned, because I never came across it. Thank you, Josiah, for the question. 61 and 61. Is your shirt a Pac-Man shirt or is this my? Oh, it's an emoji face. Oh no! I got this shirt like 25 years ago. A long before emojis were like in style. Okay. So the first thing, thank you, Josiah, but let me go check. Thank you, sensitive. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out our position. We have to know older than me. Yes, my clothes are older than you. Feel 1, 2, 3. Why are we calling 3? Because we want to count our digits. 1, 2, 3. When we count our digits, we know where we're going to start. We need to know where roughly we're going to start on the abacus. So when we look, right? We do 7 times 2. Why do we do that? That's just the way abacus does. And I know new math is doing that too. But if you notice, we do 7 times 2. I don't say I don't say 7 times 20. I'm not doing new math. What I'm doing is abacus math. So what's going to happen is, what is 7 times 2? 7 times 2, everybody in the chat, what is 7 times 2? 7 times 2 is, survey says, thank you, your mom, 14. So I'm going to add 4. I'm going to add 1, right? We know how to do 14, right? We know add 1 and we add 4. Notice that the abacus does it for me. I don't need to say 140. I just need to put the numbers down. So what we're doing, thank you everybody for commenting. Thank you, Tiana. Hey, Coffee Dragon, welcome. So notice I'm only adding 14. I'm only adding in the number that I have. I'm not going to worry about the column that I'm in. So then the next question I go is 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is what? 21. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 20. Thank you, Javi. So we're going to add 20 and we're going to add the 1. I'm going to add the 20. We are talking about a formula that we didn't talk about. So before, I'm going to do it. We're going to add the 1 and plus the 3. Add the 5 plus take away the 3. And then I'm going to add the 21. The reason why I kind of bypass that is because this is where we have to really understand our addition. But because we move forward, there is no understanding how to do the addition. So that's how you do multiplication. I'm going to take everybody a step back and start doing addition. Is that all right? Because because we go through the steps. We have to do adding first, subtraction, then we do multiplication, then we do division. What about 20? Oh, we could do that too. We could do 12 times 4. So if we do 12, it's the same thing, right? 1, 2, 3. How do I know? 1, 2, 3. So when we do that, we still need to do 4 times 1. 4 times 1 is equal to 4. 4 is a single digit, so I go back one column and I add the 4, right? And then 2 times 4 is 8. 8 is a single digit. I go back one column and I add the 8. Yeah, we jumped ahead. I still need to understand the addition formulas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what can happen is there's a couple of rules for abacus, but because we jumped ahead, we still need to know the formulas. So before we go into heavier into multiplication, let's go back to doing the formulas. So just as Marley, I'm kind of getting it. Yes, good, good. See, but take some time because we just jumped ahead. Okay, now let's go back. Let's go back, rewind in time, back to the future. I love that movie. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to move the beads, right? So when we understand how to move the beads, what does that mean? It means that we're going to do this thing called simple math. Right? Thank you for satisfying my curiosity. Yeah, not a problem. I'm so happy that you're engaged. Because, it's one thing to be engaged, but it's another thing just to passively sit down and be like, yeah, okay, I get it. Okay, so the one thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to move the beads. We're going to go through the process of understanding how to move each bead. When we look, we want to do the first thing is how to add a 1. Why are we adding a 1? We want to add the 1 because I want to show what it looks like to add the 1. When I have 7, I have 7. And then I'm going to add the 1. Notice I'm adding 1. When I add the 1, excuse me, when I add the 1, it is just the 1 bead, right? You can be this 8, and I'm going to add the 1 bead. So again, what I'm doing is adding the 1 bead. If I had 6, right? If I had 6, 5, 6, and I'm going to add the 1 bead. Again, this is what I'm doing. I'm only adding. Now, if you notice, am I going to the horizontal bar? When I go to the horizontal bar, I'm adding. When I go away from the horizontal bar, I am subtracting. Thank you, Javi, for the heart me. So when we have to understand, it's like a balance, right? You know how to add, you'll know how to subtract. It works exactly. It works exactly the inverse. It works exactly as the opposite. Just as plus is the opposite of minus, right? So when I'm adding, I want to go to the bar. When I'm taking away, I take away from the bar. I like this how I math minus the 1 thing. Wait, I feel like this how I do math minus the 5 thingy. Yes, but the 5 thingy is going to be special. So here we do 2. When we do 2, here's the 5. I'm going to add 5. I'm going to plus the 2. When I add the 2, again, I'm adding 2 beads to the horizontal bar. And then when I take away, I'm taking away from the horizontal bar. Hey, Roland P. Summers. True. And Amanda. Welcome. So we're going to look, right? We have five and then we have six. We're going to do six. So we have six on the abacus and then we're going to add two. When we add the two, again, it's only these two beads. Sensitive, are you keeping up? Does that make sense? So when we're looking at it, we have two beads. We're only moving the two beads. Woo! Right? These are the two beads. So when we add the two beads, of course, when we add the two beads, we know how to add three beads. Three beads is the same concept. We have five and then three. One, two, three. Afterwards, we take away the three. So we know these are the three beads. These are the number pattern you're going to start seeing. So when you look, it's plus the three or minus the three, plus the three, minus the three. And again, the same thing with the four. Wait a minute. Yes, yes, this is exactly what it is. So we do four. If you notice, we are focusing on every add-in. We don't focus on the result. We focus on the add-in. Can you have a negative number on an abacus? No, because an abacus is a physical object. How do you get a negative number on an object? Yeah, I get it. Okay, yeah. Right, Josiah? Like, like it makes. I mean, I was thinking about it. Can we do a negative? I was like, you could put it in your head, but really, I think the big thing is can you, how do you have, you can, it's different if you're digging a hole on the ground, then you have a negative, right? But on an abacus, this is an object. You can't get a negative object, if that makes sense. Good. So what we're doing, if you notice, we're focusing on the add-in. We're focusing on the plus four. When we focus on the plus four, this is exactly how I do math in my head. Math would be so much easier if I had this. Yes, right? Hey, Alma, welcome back. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you, Javi and McFinn. Okay, so this is four. We add the five. We want to add four. Notice it's the whole thing. It's the whole shebang. So now we have our number nine. Now, if you look, there's not a lot of numbers that have four. So, or adding of a four. It's either this is plus four or take away four. This is plus four or take away four. And that's it. Okay, so I do like this, but just the adding tables. I'll show you the adding tables in a bit. So again, we talked about the minus, right? So we can go through it. After we do the minus, after we do the plus one and the plus minus and so forth. So then what's after the four is the five. And the five is just as easy, right? We have plus the five. So when we add the five, we add one. We've done that before. Here, there's another one. Here's three. And we add the five. Adding the five just means going to the bar. And taking away for the five is just removing it from the bar. Let me know if anybody else has questions. And now we have six. And I've told you about six. So here I have the question is one, and then I'm going to add six. When I add six, I'm bringing it to the bar. When I take away, I'm moving it away from the bar, if that makes sense. So what we're doing is we're just noticing how we move the beads. This is part of the number pattern. We plus the six, we take away the six. We plus the six, take away the six. Same thing with the seven. We plus the seven, we take away the seven. So if I have one and I want to plus the seven, my answer is eight. Is mental math or abacus faster? Depends on what you're doing. If you ever see the videos and you have like and all these kids are doing this, they're doing abacus. Mental math, I think, is abacus can be mental math. Do we? I don't push it, but it can be, and yeah, it's just different. But it's kind of the same. It depends on what facet of mental math you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like everybody talks about mental math, but they don't know abacus, but they talk about mental math. So, but abacus can be mental math. I don't know if that made sense. So we have eight. After eight, right? Eight. There's not too much about eight. We have one and then eight, five, six, seven, eight, and then we add eight, and then nine is just the whole thing. Nine. All right. So what will happen now? What's going to happen now? What happens now is if I don't have enough beads. What do you mean? Well, if you notice, let's do four. Wow! Oh my goodness! Thank you. Thank you. 21. You know, I'm on TikTok Studio and I don't know how many people are here. And it just says I have 16,000. I'm like, yeah, that's great. And it looks like I have 17 people in my room, but I I don't. Thank you. Thank you so much, your mom, for letting me know. But thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know. I think TikTok studio kind of stops. Okay, sorry. So I see 16 too. Yeah, okay. So what are we doing? Oh, the question is when I have four, okay, what happens when I add another four? Well, that's the question, right? I don't have enough beads to add the four. What do you mean? Well, okay, so here's my question. It's four plus four. Yeah. So we'll do four plus four. Oh no, let's do four plus four. Let's do four plus four because that's just yeah. So this is four plus four. In abacus, we don't memorize doubles. This is what we call double. We don't memorize this. We don't memorize that this is eight. What we memorize is how to utilize the four, or how to utilize the numbers that we got. Why? What? What does that mean? Well, we don't have free loading numbers. Okay, the numbers that we have, we make them work for us. What I mean is I want to make them. We need to utilize them. To utilize them, we're teaching children how to do this. Plus the four plus four plus one is equal to five, and then one plus four is equal to five. We are teaching this to children. This is how we make a five. I'm not sure if you knew this, but I just know that right now this is what we're teaching them. Now this is not this is good. This is really good. But the thing is they only stop it here. They only stop it at this part here. But in abacus, we actually take it one step further. We actually level it up. What? What do you mean by level it up? Well, what we do is we manipulate it. We manipulate. We manipulate. Is that what it is? We manipulate. We modify. We modify. There we go. Modify. We modify our formula. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to write the formula. What does that mean? What are we doing? We're doing a little bit about algebra. How in my yeah, we make a 10. Yes. Yes, exactly. How we make a 10. And I'll show you how to make a 10 in abacus as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to make a 4, right? So if you look, we do not have any more beads to add the 4. We want to do the second four. We don't have enough beads. So what are we going to do? We have this formula. We have this addition sentence. Because we have this addition sentence, we're going to modify it. What we're going to do is we're going to isolate the variable. The variable that we're going to isolate is this 4 right here. This is the 4 is the same thing as this 4. We're going to isolate it. When we isolate it, we have it equals to 5. But notice this is too much. So what do we have to do is we need to minus the 1. When we minus 1, now we're balanced. I love your abacus lesson, Miss Lynn. Thank you so much, 5. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And they yelled it too. I love it. Okay, so what's going to happen is what we're going to do is we're going to substitute this information into here. We're going to substitute it. What does that mean? So if you look, it's like telling you directions. Thank you for the follow, 5. It's going to tell you directions. What does that mean? Plus the 5, take away the 1. What? Plus this 5, and then take away the 1. And my answer is 8. Does that make sense? That's it. What? That's it. That's all we're doing. So my answer is 8. So let's do it again. Let's do it again. I didn't catch that. That was like, I don't know. That was like witchcraft. That was like, I don't know what's going on. So let's do another one. Let's do 3, right? Let's do 3. We add 3 on the abacus. When we add 3 on the abacus, right? You could do that, but that's not abacus. That's mental math. That's the mental math that you were able to do. But what I'm doing is I'm doing abacus and we have formulas, and these are the formulas that we memorize. So when we memorize the formulas, we do 3 and then we add the 4. Do we have enough to add the 4? We don't have enough to add the 4. What do? We know the formula. We know the formula is plus the 5 minus the 1. We're going to plus the 5, take away the 1. So my final answer is 7. There's many ways to break it up, and I understand that. But it's up to you if you want to go follow that way or if you want to follow the abacus way. So the abacus way is a specific method. It's a specific framework. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just teaching everybody the specific abacus method framework. I'm not necessarily teaching them mental math, if that made sense. You know what I mean? Like there's so many ways, right? There's so many ways we could talk about it. But in abacus, this is how we're doing it. So if we show you another way, right? We have 2. It's a specific algorithm. It's a specific method. Yes, exactly. So if I have 2 and I don't have enough beads, because there's a constraint, right? Because there's a constraint, we need to figure out how to modify it. Can we do it? How to do it, right? So would three, yes, exactly. Three would be that, Corey, exactly. So let me finish this one. If I want to add the four, right? I want to add the four, I can't do it. So I need to plus the five and take away the one. And it just as Corey said for the three, where's my, here it is. Exactly. So when we do the three, right, we have, let's do four plus three. When we do four, we add four on the abacus and we want to plus the three, right? We want to plus the five and then take away the two. Yes, Josiah, exactly. If I want to do the opposite, or not the opposite, if I want to do complementary to one, if I want to add the one, it would be five minus four. Exactly, right? Wow, this class is so ahead, right? That makes sense. So this is the set. The set is this. This is the set that you have. One, four, three, two. That's the set. That's how you make a five. And this will be versatile. This can go everywhere. Or 10 minus 9. Not yet, Bill. We're not at the tens yet. Do you have to undo your current understand you have to undo your current understanding to learn the abacus way? Maybe? Yeah. I'm in calculus learning how to add. Isn't that so funny? I had an engineer that did not want to be I had an engineer that was really interested in my abacus. So the interesting thing, so going back, yeah, I think you would have to, or be open to new ways, right, Marlene? When I learned it when I was 30, so it took a while, it took a long time for me to really understand why we're doing it. And that's the difference, right? The difference is I'm telling you why, as opposed to when I was learning it, I was never taught why am I doing it. So a lot of it that I try to do is I try to answer, why do we need to do it this way? That's why I go through the process. Like, why am I not memorizing 4 plus 4? Well, I'm showing you the reason why we don't memorize 4 plus 4 is because the abacus puts a constraint. Because the abacus puts a constraint, we need to figure out another way to answer the question. It's always about the abacus and what it shows us. That's what it is. The abacus doesn't do the calculations. The abacus only tracks our numbers, and it is us in our brains that does the calculation, if that makes sense. But yeah, the new way, it's different than new math, right? New math is a little bit more complicated, not complicated, but it's overwhelming to see. Okay, so helps with critical thinking. Yes, this definitely does build critical thinking, because the biggest question is, do I have enough beads? If not, monotonous, yeah. The biggest question is, do I have enough beads, right? So if I add four, that's fine, but I need to know, can I add another four? No, I cannot add another four. So how do I do it? I need to plus the five minus the one. So I'm going to plus the five minus one. Okay, so here's the thing. Here is the thing. Oh, hey, what's the formula when you're subtracting? Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Same thing. Same thing. What? It is. Look, if I minus the 4, minus 1 is equal to minus 5. What's going to happen? If I isolate my variable, it's minus 4 is equal to minus 5. This is not balanced, so it's plus the 1. That's it. That's it. Same thing. Minus 3 is equal to minus 5 plus the 2. Minus 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3. Minus 1 is equal to plus minus the 5 plus the 4. What are we doing? So if I go 8, right, and I take away 4 minus the 5 plus the 1. I'm being really obvious, right? The real obvious one is that this formula actually tells you what to do. There's no beating around the bush. There's no beating around the bush. That's what it is. I hope that made sense, right? Okay, so what we're doing, so let's do 7. If we do 7 and we take away 3, we take away 3. If we take away 3, it's minus the 5 plus the 2. Right, Corey? But see, that's the thing. The interesting thing is that the abacus, the this method, this formula, it gives you directions. It's like the map. It gives you directions on how to do it. It's just you need to know what the map is saying. I guess that would be it, right? It's a map. Yeah. So that's the minus. So if you know how to add, if you know how to add, you know how to subtract. It's what kind of math can you do on the abacus? Adding, subtracting, multiplication, division, and decimals. Those are the only ones. Fractions is the same thing as division. So fractions is kind of negligible. But yeah, those are the things. But you only do basic. You only not basic. You only do arithmetic. You only do adding, subtracting, multiplication, division, because abacus uses formulas. It's like GPS. Yeah, it's like GPS. I'm gonna try to use that. I'm gonna try. I know I say a lot, but it's funny that you could tell when the when the red pill starts working. Can it solve integrals? Haman, I don't. That's above my pay grade. I don't know what an integral is. I'm sorry. I don't know what an integral is. I just know integers. Yeah, that's above my pay grade. Oh, okay. So the question we're gonna do, integers. Oh, yeah, it does integers. It does integers, but it doesn't do a negative answer, if that makes sense. It doesn't do a negative answer. What am I doing? I am That's what I'm thinking. But I think it's integrals. No, like the area of a curve, an integral. Yeah, see? That's above my pay grade. How do I do an area on a pay grade? How do I do an area of a curve unless you can tell me what the arithmetic is, then I could tell you, but I think that's above my pay grade. Abacus is not the end all, right? This is just to lay the foundation. This is just laying the foundation. This is just building and making sure that there's a solid foundation. That's what abacus does. Abacus is the foundation. It is the gateway to complex math. That's what it is. It's the gateway to complex math, right? You still need to set it up. You still need to figure out yeah, you still need to set up the questions, right? The only thing you can do is think of it as adding infinite rectangles. Okay, yeah, that's above my pay grade. Ah, you guys are so funny. All right, so the question is what? The question is guess what? If I do 4 and I want to add 4, I have 8. Will this make my child better at linear algebra? Yes, it will actually, because abacus does linear algebra. I think that's the thing. I don't do algebra. Sorry, but I do abacus. Does it I Is linear algebra? What's linear algebra? Wouldn't it be like if I did x plus 1 is equal to 5, is that linear algebra? Right? You're still gonna have to make the connections for your child, right? So if I did this and I did this, 5 minus 1, is that what that is? I think it's possible to just make it long time. We can add, multiply, and that's all we need. Yeah? Linear algebra are matrices. Oh. Good night. Oh, good night, sensitive. Everyone have a good. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. I'm so happy that you were able to keep up. I don't know what linear algebra. You guys are using like big words. Those are too big words. Those are big words. I don't know big words. It's above my pay grade. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand. We do 8 plus 4, right? My brain hurts. Yeah, right. It's like working with multiple different linear equations all at once. Oh, all right. I will take your word for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, okay, we got to keep going. We got to keep going. So the first thing we're going to do is 8, right? And notice that we don't have 4. We don't have any more beads to add to 4. When we don't have enough beads to add to 4, what is the next thing we're going to do? We know how to make a 10. What is how to make a 10? We know how to make a 10 and we understand. Plus the 10 is equal to minus the 6. No, Josiah. We don't have enough beads to add the 5. So we have to do the next one over. The next one is to do the 10. So after we finish the 5, we don't have any more beads. We can't reuse the 5. So we need to do is we need to understand how to make a 10. When we know how to make a 10, that's what we're doing. It's the same thing. We do 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. Now, again, we're going to move this over to the other side. So what's going to happen is 4 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 6. Now, if you look, plus the 10 just means I'm going to go to the next column over. I'm going to plus the 10. I'm going to add the 10. Adding the 10, it just means add the 1 to the other side of the column, right? If my 4 is here, I want to add 10 and then 6. I got to take away the 6. When I take away the 6, it is directions to minus the 6, and my final answer is 12. Does that make sense? So what did I just do? I just did is a process of elimination. Oh, yeah. So what I want to do is I wanted to show you. Oh, here. No, is it here? Where is it? So in the table, where's my table? We have, oh, yeah. So what did we just do? What we just did is the first thing I showed you to do is I showed you that if I had enough beads, then I'm just going to add and use the beads that I have, right? So what I'm going to do is if I did 2 plus 2, I do 2 plus 2. And that gives me 4. Notice I have enough beads. Because I have enough beads, there's no formula. Because there's no formulas, and that means all I did was just utilize the numbers that I have. The next one that we did was we learned how to add the 5. When we add the 5, then we started going into understanding how to utilize the 5. Because the way the numbers are set up, we need to understand how to use the 5. So if you notice, I did the 4 or I did the 3. We do 4 and then we add 3. We do 4 and I want to add 3. Adding the 3 is plus the 5 minus the 2. So when we look at it, this is the pattern. And everything that we do is a pattern. So then we did this. This is the plus 10. Notice that I have 8 plus 4. Because I have 8 plus 4, now we're doing in the 10. We're going to figure out how to make a 10. So we just learned how to make a 10 with this one number. It's the same thing with the plus 5. Plus 5 is what? Plus the 5 is the same thing. When we add the 5, 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. When we want to isolate this variable, it's going to be 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 5. So what's going to happen is when I add 5, let's say I add 6, right? I have 6. I want to add the 5. When I add the 5, I want to plus the 10 minus the 5. I'm going to plus the 10 and I take away the 5. My answer is 11. When I see this, now we understand that we just talked about how to make a 10. After we know how to make a 10, then the next thing to do is understand how to do the two-step equation. This is a two-step equation. Why is it a two-step equation? Let me show you. Let me show you the two-step equation. Now, the biggest thing, and I'll tell you right after this, is this big, big secret that they're all hiding from you. 7 plus 7. How is that going to be? That we don't want to memorize doubles. No, we don't. What we're going to do is we're going to put 7 and we want to take away the 7. When we add the 7, I may have missed it, but why is there ones in the third place to the right? Hey, Corey, it's because I have a dot indicator. This is my label, and this label is where I want to put my ones. You could use this label, but I usually use this one, if that made sense. Yeah, we usually start at the indicator. This is my label. That's all it is. So we're going to do 7. We have 7. We don't have enough beats to add the 7. Notice I only have 2 beats. So what do? We need to plus the 10, right? Plus 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus 3. That's the equation that we're going to be doing. So we want to plus the 10 and we want to take away the 3. We take away the 3. Guess what? We don't have enough to take away the 3. What? What do? We know how to take away the 3. How do we take away the 3? We can use the 5, right? Minus the 3 is equal to minus the 5. Yes, Javi, thank you. Minus the 5 plus the 2, because I want to take away the 3. Add the 10 away and add the 3. Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the 2. We're going to add the 2 and take away the 5. So my final answer is 14. This is a two-step equation, and there's a lot of two-step equations. This number is 14. The answer is 14. That's how I got it. The reason why it is a two step is because we just did this, we did the tens, and then we did this formula. This goes into this, right, Marlene? But that's what I'm saying, Marlene. Like, it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit. It takes a little bit of time. Don't rush it. But see, that's the thing. So what did I just say? This is the secret. The secret is if you know how to add a 5, if you know how to take away the 5, if you know how to add a 10 and take away the 10, that is everything you need to do to add and subtract. It's just figuring out how to Tetris it. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying. I'm trying, but nothing. Halo. No, no, no. Hold on, Halo. Hold on. Hold on, Halo. Let's go back to, do you know how to read the abacus? Right? Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, it goes through. It just takes a little bit of time to do. It takes a little bit of time to marinate. Right, Marlene? Can the abacus do trigonometry? Really, Josiah? No. Oh, okay, got it, Halo. So no, Halo. So what's going to happen is we're going to learn how to read the abacus. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back. I need to find. And Josiah. That what is trigonometry? Trigonometry is all about angles. Unless you can put it in an arithmetic form, then it'd be fine. But if I can't do it arithmetic, then I'm not going to do trigonometry. He's just trying. He's just trying. I thought I'd go. Wait, that brought up a real question for me. What brought up a real question for you? What's trigonometry? Trigonometry is about measuring triangles, right? Can we do exponents? Yes, but it has to be in your head. I miss reading the abacus too. I'm so curious. Oh, hey, Corey. Really? I thought you were with us. This is zero. This is zero. So what's going to happen is if I do one, this is just one. Why? One is only this one bead. Okay. When we're looking at it, we want to make sure that the one bead is touching the horizontal bar. When the one bead touches the horizontal bar, now we're being counted. That's it. That's all it is. So if I do two, that's two. And then three, four. Does that make sense? Halo? Does that make sense, Halo? And Corey? We're okay? Are we tracking like a horizontal bar? So, cool. Yes. Okay, great. So, what's after four, right? After four is five. Well, what does five look like? Five will always be the top bead no matter what. Five will always be the top bead no matter what. So, if I did this, this is all counted. All of this counted. Yeah, we're right, Phil? We are horizontal bars. So, when we're looking at it, right, this is all counted. This is all five. When I look at it, how do I count the? Oh, here it is. Hold on, hold on, hold on. So if I read this, this would be five, 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 dot, five, five. This is a comma, right? So that's what this would look like. If I said all of it was counted, that's what this would be. So all the top bead will always be five, no matter what. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to clear it. I'm back to zero. When I go to zero, I'm going to go back to six. When I do six, it'll be five, six. So notice it's one bead on top and one bead on the bottom. This is how we do six. And then when we do seven, this is one bead on top and two beads on the bottom. Seven and then eight. Excuse me. Eight is five bead, right? The five bead on top and then the three beads on the bottom, and then nine. Five bead on top and then four beads on the bottom. I think I said that wrong. Four beads on the bottom. One, two, three, four. Okay, let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's talk about it in money. I thought this was really cool. All right. So if we do one, this is one, right? I didn't get the place. That part confused me. I'm all good now. Oh, okay, good. I feel like it would stick better if I had it physically in front of me. Yes, it would stick better if you had it in front of you. So we're going to do one, right? This is one penny. This is two, that's two pennies, right? This is three, that's three beads. And then this is four, and this is four. So what about five? Five is a nickel. Look at that. It's a nickel. I'm catching, right? Cool, right? So after 5, we have 6. We do 6. And then 7, we do 7. And then 8, we do 8. And then 9, we do 9. She sells the rainbow abacus on her website. Oh yeah, if you wanted the 7 column one. If I did 10, what is 10? If that's 1, this is 10. If I do 20, right? If I do 2, this is 20. If I wanted 25, I just add the 5. I'm adding the 5, which is my nickel. Did that make sense, Halo? And Corey, we all right? Cool. Yep. Great. Thank you. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Whoa. Why backwards? It's not backwards. 25, just as we write. 25. 25. That's 25. That's not backwards. We don't say 520 or 420. Right? Oh, yeah, right? It's the same way we write numbers. Exactly. It is exactly the same way. Abacus mimics the way we write numbers. So if I had 400, 425, this would be 425. And then thousands, it'll be 5,000, excuse me, 5,000, comma, there's a comma there, 5,425. I just joined. And then we have 65,000, so 65,425. Great. Okay. So then the next one was um to add. So we did some adding and subtracting. So when we add, we just want to make sure we move the beats. Are there other forms of calculators that aren't electric like the abacus? There's a thing called a slide rule, but I don't know if you could see that anymore. And I don't know how to use a slide rule. And I don't know why we would use a slide rule, but it didn't survive. I don't know any, like, only like old people, like really old people. Hey Eve, only really old people know how to do the slide rule. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I never learned how to use the slide rule. It was never part of my education. Other than that, those that would be the only thing I know that is not electric. I'll be back. I'm gonna look it up. Good luck, Josiah. Let me know. Slide rule is one. Abacus is another. I don't know any others. Okay, so I have a job interview. Oh, good luck. I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Good luck on your job interview. Okay, so what are we doing? Oh, hey, Amma, are you still here? Amma? I snuck in a while ago. Shay K Bear, thank you. No, thank you, Beal. How to count? I get how to count. Now can we do another addition problem? Yeah, we could do another addition problem. We're gonna do another addition problem, but I don't know if Alma's here. Alma, are you still here? Because I was gonna do the percentages. I figured out what the problem was. So one of the things was to understand when we add, right? When we add, we want to move the beads. When we move the beads, we want to do 2 plus 2. Um. So does that make sense? Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do. The first thing I'm gonna do. Oh, Alma's not here. Okay. I'm just rearranging. I have a lot of props. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna understand that when we add, we want to focus on the added. So that means that we're not looking at the result. We want to marry the process and divorce the result. The reason why is because we focus on the add-in. We don't focus. It's not bad, but very limited. I appreciate the props. Yeah, but I have to organize it all. It's crazy. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to add. This is 5, so I'm going to put 5 on the abacus. When I want to add the 1, I'm going to add 1 bead. I'm only going to add the 1 bead. This means I'm adding 1. Again, it doesn't matter which one I add. It just matters that I'm adding 1 bead. Notice it doesn't matter if I do this bead or this bead or this bead. So if I had 5, I'm going to add 1. This is now 6. If I add another 1, right? If I add 1 more, it's 7. Ah. And afterwards, after we add the 1, notice we're going to add the 2. We have the 5, we add 5. Now we want to add, we have 5, we're going to add the 5. We add 2, we only want to add these 2 beads. When we add these 2 beads, we have 7. Does that make sense? So when we look, we are adding. When we add, we go to the horizontal bar. When we're subtracting, we go away from the horizontal bar. Addition makes sense on it because they use two rules slide against each other. I know you can also do multiplication on the slide rule too. I just don't know how they do higher calculations. Like I think they do like cube root and exponents on the slide rule. But yeah. So yeah. So shaky. Did that make sense? When we add 2, we're adding these 2. Again, when we go to the bar and we go away from the bar. When we go away from the bar, we're subtracting. When we go to the bar, we're adding. When we add, oh, there it is. Sorry. My bad. All right. When we do earlier you did 7, a bigger number past where I'm confused. Oh, okay. So before, okay, so then, okay, so you know how to add, simply add. So then the other question is do you know how to make a 5? So the first thing we need to do is understand how to make a 5. When we made a 5, where's my, yeah, make a 5. We have to make a 5. In order to make a 5, we need to learn how to make a 5 before we go into anything else. The reason why is because we, like you, add the 2 logs and multiply that. So notice that when we do 2 plus 1, 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, and then 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. Because we have this, we know how to utilize the 5. When we utilize the 5, that means we want to do is we want to isolate the variable. Why are we going to do that? Well, when we don't have enough beads, we need to start using formulas. So what's going to happen is, if I look and I have my question is 4 plus 4. So I have my question is 4 plus 4. When I have 4 and I add another 4, notice I don't have any more beads. Because I don't have any more beads, then what am I going to do? I'm going to utilize this formula. What? This formula, this concept right here, we're going to make it into a formula. We're going to make it into an expression that we can use. So what's going to happen is, if I have my addition sentence, it's 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. When I change this, I'm going to isolate this variable. Why? Because I need to add a 4. Right? To add the 4, I'm going to make it equal to 5. But notice when I make it to 5, it's too much. So I'm going to have to minus the 1. So when I minus 1, this is the direction. We're going to substitute. We're going to substitute 4. To substitute the 4, we're going to plus the 5 and take away the 1. My final answer is 8. Does that make sense, Shaky? Makes sense, but limited by the size of the ruler and too big. Yeah. Does that make sense? Shaky. So then what we're doing is we're utilizing our how to use the abacus. We're using the formula. This is a formula that we have to memorize. Now, if you look, let's do 3. The reason why I go through it like this is because we want to know when we use it. When we use it, like I have 3, why we want to add the 4. We want to add the 4. When we add the 4, we don't have enough beads. We only have 1 bead. To add the 4, what do? We have to minus the 5. No, plus the 5. So plus 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. Can you review some trigonometry? Sorry, Thomas, that's above my pay grade. So I'm going to add the 4. When I add the 4, notice I cannot, right? So I need to plus the 5 and take away the 1. And my final answer is 7. Yeah, we can do few more just to get an idea, right? The idea is to understand the fundamental, the basic, not yeah, to understand the fundamentals, to understand the easy ones, right? So even we do two. So the question is always, do I have enough? So when I look at it, the question is two. Do I have enough to add the four? Yeah, you get it, right? It makes sense, right? So when I do have enough to add the four, no, I don't have enough to add the four. So what am I going to do? I'm going to plus the 5 and then take away the 1. This is a number pattern that we're going to get used to. We want to plus the 5 and take away the 1. This is a number pattern. Notice when I add the 4, it's plus the 5 minus the 1. When I subtract the 4, 6 subtract 4, it's minus the 5 plus the 2 plus the 1. Minus the 5 plus the 5, right? So we just did is we just learned how to plus the 5. So if one of plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1, or the opposite, which is minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. So now what we're doing is we're understanding and we're compounding our knowledge. We're compounding our knowledge. This is a number pattern that we're seeing, right? Okay. Amazing. You're a good tutor. I missed the steps at first, but you made it so much easier. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It always helps, to when you see it. That's but it also depends on like when you come in, right? So it does help to know that what you understand and what you don't understand, and so it's good to know that you're able to see the number pattern. So again we do the same thing with the 3. We can do the same thing with the 3. When we do the 3, you'll notice it's very similar. Plus 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, right? That's the formula. That's the, what do you call it, the addition sentence, right? That's the addition sentence concept, right? Plus the 5. It's the same thing. But notice, right? Notice what we're going to do is it's the same thing. If I need to add the 3, right? We have a number pattern. We have a formula. We have a procedure. We have a pattern. If I want to plus the 3, I just got to minus the 2 because adding the 5 is too much. So what's going to happen? What I do is when I have 4 and I want to add the 3, when I add the 3, I have to plus the 5 and then take away the 2. So these are the things that you need to memorize. That's what you need to memorize. That's it. But then the thing is understanding how to use it. So when you know how to use it, then you know when to use it. So the question is always, do I have enough beads? Right? So we have, and that's the formula, that's the set. That's what this is. That's what the set is. When I want to plus the 1, I want to plus the 5 minus the 4. When I plus the 2, I want to plus the 5 minus 3. Plus the 3 is what? Plus the 5 minus 2, and then the 5 rule. Is it the 5 rule? Yeah, could be. That would be a good one to call it. And then minus plus the 5 minus the 1. And again, there's the opposite. The opposite is exactly the opposite. So if I want to take away the 1, I have to minus the 5 plus the 4, right? So and then minus the 3. I love the flippy chart. I have to copy that. Oh, hey mama. I sell it on my website. If you want to go to my website, I do sell it. It's called Flipping Formula. I think I get it. Josiah, you got it. You got it. What are you saying? You already got it. So what's going to happen is when we look at the 5, we want to make sure we understand when to use it. When do we use the 5? That's the biggest question. And so what we do is we understand that when we don't have enough beads is when we use it. We only use it there. Are there more complex versions of the abacus? No, but there's more complex versions of addition and subtraction, and that's what we call the two-step. I will show you. Let me show you the way. Josiah, that's my son's name. Hey, Doze. That's funny. Oh, okay. How do you know it's not your son? Anyways, JC. Okay. So we understand the five formula, right? We understand the rule of five. I guess it's the rule of five. It could be the rule of five. Thank you, Halo. That's a good one. So the seven was due to the beads of the quantities. Add the 10, subtract the five, add the one. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. So thank you, Corey. Thank you for reminding me. So the difference is now we need to understand how to make a 10. Okay. After we make a 10, then I showed how to do a two-step equation. And that's what this was. This was a two-step equation. So the first thing we need to do is we need to understand. Hold, please. I need to show that I'm still here. Oh no, I can't show that I'm still here. What's going on? Uh oh. Uh oh. It looks like I'm going to be closing pretty soon because I can't. We detected your inactivity. Complete. No. Uh oh. I think it's going to cancel me. I can't. I can't. What? Because I don't. Oh, maybe next time what I should do is I should. Uh, I can't. There's something wrong. I can't. I can't pause my. Okay. So thank you guys for joining, but I can't complete the verification. Oh, this sucks. Yeah. Before, let's learn division. I can't. I can't even verify my complete my. I can't complete my verification. I'm done. Sorry. I don't know how to complete my verification. Nothing's showing up. Oh, we were trying to do percentages. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Everybody, I'm so excited for this. I was going to learn. I'm so sorry. I can't verify my inactivity. Oh, no. 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 I can't verify my inactivity. This sucks. Sorry. I'm going to have to stop doing that. You can come back. Can you come back? You guys want to come back? That's okay. We'll find you again. I can come back. You want to I would have to restart. All right. All right. All right. I will come back. You know what? I will come back. If they boot you out. Okay. I need to learn division midnight math. All right. All right. I'll come back. I promise I'll come back. So I can't I have to wait for it to I have 2.5 minutes. I will come back. So you guys want to stick around? I will come back. I will come back because we need to know how to do the plus tens. All right, I'll come back. I will have to restart everything. Okay, see you later. We'll be waiting. Okay, okay. Sorry guys. I wish this was different. And division. I'm so jazzed. Okay. Okay. No, you because you guys are commenting. I'm happy. I'm happy you guys are here. Oh, all right. But I will have to wait.